It's been a year now since we first caught up with Shaye and Tom in their tiny house. Since then, a lot has changed, including a new addition to the family. Let's catch up with them and see how they're getting on. Hey guys!
Hi Bryce.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Lovely to see you again.
You too.
G'day mate, how you doing?
Have to give it a lifty.
Yeah, and who's
Hazel?
this?
Hazel.
Hi Hazel.
Hey Bryce.
How you doing? Nice to
bro.
meet you. The place has completely transformed since I was here last day. The deck is completely new, this wasn't here before. And the garden is beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's coming along.
Yeah, it really is spectacular. Cool, should we go inside,
Yeah,
see how it's all changed? Wow. This place has completely transformed, it really has. It looks like it's, lived in now.
Yeah.
It's all cozy and
Yeah,
it really has that kind of cottage feel to it now, eh?
Yeah, well I suppose that's what's changed, is that we have actually lived in it now for a year, so it's kind of evolved with us, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And how are you guys finding that, the whole downsized living? Because obviously you never really know what you're in for, eh, when you're moving into such a small space. Has it worked for you?
Oh, totally. I don't think I miss any of the stuff that I've got rid of at all.
No.
I can't even remember what it was, so yeah, definitely a good step.
Yeah, people say what sacrifices have you made, and it's like, you really have to think about it. It's like,
More freedom.
And the house has actually transformed quite a bit, because this wasn't here. You've got the office set up, which is new as well.
Shaye needed to do work, so we thought rather than setting an office up off-site, it'd just be easier to put it in here.
yeah, it was kind of like a little space we didn't know what we were going to do with. We kind of left it free, and we thought, oh, maybe some more storage or something. But as it turns out, we've got heaps of storage with the storage stairs and under the couch. So I said, oh, Tom, can you build me an office?
And the kitchen's all finished now, and it looks so cute.
Thank you.
It really does, because last time we were here, the stovetop hadn't been put in yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think you guys had running water when we were here first.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And that kitchen is so easy to use. Like we rented at a little apartment-y type place before here, and it was really hard to cook in the kitchen. And this kitchen, it's like it's small, but it's so easy to use and to it feels like a big kitchen really when you're using it.
Yeah. Well, I think that is one of the things, because when you're designing for a really small space, you have to really put so much thought into each and everything and how it's laid out. So, you know, I guess that's why in many larger kitchens, they don't necessarily function as well, because the same amount of thought and planning hasn't gone into it.
Yeah.
It sort of forces you to be creative, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Forces you to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the shallow pantry. Like that's been so good, hasn't it? Like just being able to reach and see everything that's there, and
Yeah, have all your essentials there, everything that you use frequently, and
yeah, exactly.
then you can hunt around for some of the more awkward stuff when
Yeah,
when
exactly,
needed.
as you need it.
And this is really beautiful as well. So you've got the wooden bench top, and then you've got the tiles here as well.
Yep.
The backsplash, that's new.
Those were just left over from our bathroom, and they just happened to be the perfect amount to go all the way across. So.
Yeah, and that's another benefit of going tiny is the materials stretch a lot further.
Yeah.
And the bathroom, because I think when we were here last, the bathroom was actually only just underway, wasn't it? I think the shower had just been installed.
Yeah.
So yeah. Can we take a look?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. So.
Oh, this is really nice.
Nice and cozy.
Yeah.
Very simple.
But very functional. 'Cause
Yeah.
we've got about, for the last few weeks, we've had about 7 or 8 people a day showering in that shower.
Oh wow. Because you've got people helping you on your cottage build as well, don't you?
Yeah.
So we haven't sorted out a shower down there for them yet.
Oh, we have now.
Oh, we have now. But,
As of yesterday.
yeah. But so they've just been coming up here and using our facilities. So
Awesome.
yeah, been doing cooking here, showering.
Yeah,
toilets
and
here.
everyone said it's amazing how many people can actually function quite happily in this tiny space, because there's been 9 of us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is crazy, really.
I think it's interesting that we do live in this culture which encourages us to want more and more and more. And it sometimes takes moving into a space like this to realise how little you actually need.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think how you said when you you actually have to think about your spaces. For example, our lounge, it's just a really well designed shape for having lots of people in here and just having a nice conversation.
Yeah.
It's not sort of focused around a TV or some focal point like that. It's actually focused around people. So we've had some really good, just hanging out sessions in here. So.
Yeah. Well, and as well, like, it turns the whole space then into a social space as well, when you can be here cooking and
the overflow sit on the stairs.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it works amazingly well. I'm actually a year on. I'm surprised how well it worked. Like it's really like no sacrifices at all.
And how are you guys finding the composting toilet? How's that working out?
It's fine, except for when Tom decides to try play a trick on me. That's horrible, eh? No, it's good. It's been absolutely fine, hasn't it?
So what are some of the tricks you've been playing?
Well, it's not really tricks, it's more just being disorganised. So when you really got to go and you do your business and then you realise that there's no sawdust in the toilet.
Right.
So then you got to kind of leave it smelling while you go outside and find some sawdust.
And I can always tell when Tom's done that because he walks through and he's like carrying the sawdust bucket. I'm like, turn on the fan.
Yeah, but that fan actually works quite well.
Yeah.
You just turn it on and you can't smell anything.
That's one thing I'd say is like people building a tiny house is don't skimp on the fans.
Right.
Yeah, because like when I was pregnant, cooking smells would just make me so sick, and I just thought, my goodness, imagine if we didn't put a fan in the tiny house, because even with a fan it was hard.
Yeah.
So.
And it just takes all that moisture out from the shower as well.
Yeah.
When you have a shower in there.
Yeah. It's been good. We've filled up 4 barrels of compost.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I spread one of them out the other day around the fruit trees, and it was all composted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled it out, and it was just like little pockets of compost in the sawdust.
Oh wow.
Must have been the poos. Yeah, it was like soil. Yeah.
Excellent.
And we put it around the fruit trees, so not on the veggie patch or.
Yeah, sure.
And we've been experimenting with different, coverings and stuff.
Yeah.
And originally we were using cedar, I think it was.
Yeah.
But that stuff doesn't really break down that well.
It's like very rot resistant. That's why you use it in wet areas.
Of course.
So that was something that afterwards we were like, oh, of course.
So we just use the mulch out of the garden, and that seems to be the best. Yeah, it breaks down as well. So
brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice, handy.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost free.
And I suppose it's full of bacteria already, so that will make the whole breaking down process a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Which probably contributes to why it's one of the most, the best that we've found for the odour and everything else.
Definitely. And what about your grey water? What happens to the grey water here at the moment?
Yep. Well, the sink and the shower, they both go straight into a pipe that goes out into our swale, and the swale basically just spreads the water out over the across the landscape at the top of the garden, and it just soaks into the ground.
Cool.
So it just means we have to water a little bit less, and it's not like it gets on the plants, so it's not like a or anything like that.
Yeah.
And we only use eco soaps and baking soda and that sort of stuff to clean.
Yeah.
Hot water for our oily pots.
So we're not putting chemicals and stuff into our food either.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just a good way to recycle the water, really.
Yeah, and we found that the swale was kind of getting a little bit smelly from stagnant water, so we filled it in with wood chip. It works so well. Like as Tom was saying, we've had 9 people showering here the last month, and the swale, you can't even notice any sort of dampness or anything. So.
Yeah. Well, definitely the wood chips would help as well, stop mosquitoes and all of that.
Exactly.
Sort of thing
So that's partly why we did it with anticipating summer coming up.
Yeah.
So.
And so, how are you guys finding the sleeping loft at the moment? Because obviously, it's a small space.
Yeah.
And there's 3 of you now.
Yeah.
So how's that all working out?
Fine.
There's probably one issue just with the bed. I think it'd be quite good if we had a little bit more room up there. So, because we're on a futon.
Oh, right, yep.
And those you need to flip them every day so they don't get condensation building up underneath them.
Right.
So it'd be ideal if we could fit a base in there as well, so just to get the ventilation underneath it.
Yeah.
So, but
just
if we had
a tin.
base, I think we might be a little bit too close to the ceiling.
Yeah,
We're still going to do that anyway. We're still going to get a base.
Yeah.
But we really like the space as it is, so, losing 100 mil or 10 centimetres is the only thing that we'd probably change if we were to redo this.
Yeah. just to give it a bit more height. It's a tough one though, because it like everything that you add, you have to take away from something else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Having that extra headroom in the kitchen really does work for that space.
It looks so good though, doesn't it?
It really does.
And it feels so spacious. So I don't know. I mean, would we change it? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe if we did change it, then we would say we wanted a bit more space in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Probably the other thing I'd change up there is that window. 'Cause it's a fixed window at the moment.
Yeah.
And
Right.
It would be quite nice to get some ventilation through there.
Yeah, it would be very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you've been eating chickpeas. I've been cooking with a lot of chickpeas lately.
So you've got to take some of the blame for it then, right?
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, but no, that would be good to get that ventilation out through there. But we got those two windows, like matching ones. They were $50, and we were just like, so we just went with it. But in hindsight, spending an extra couple of $100 and getting one made to the proper size would have been worth it. Because we're gonna retrofit it anyway.
Yeah, that's definitely something that a lot of people are talking about, is the ability to create cross ventilation, particularly in the loft space, because heat rises and that can really overheat quite easily up there. Yeah, how was your winter here? Did you have to spend much on heating?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Do you have enough? Like, did you have to bring in an additional heater, like a gas heater or something, or was it just okay to live in the house?
There's a little just ceramic panel heater down there.
Oh, right.
It's pretty low wattage, so it doesn't use power at all.
And we didn't use it every day, did we?
Yeah.
And,
We realised that using our slow cooker was enough to heat the house.
yeah.
Wow.
So
And actually, if we left that on overnight in winter, it just got too hot.
it got too hot, so we didn't really use it.
And obviously, the question that everyone's going to be thinking: how is tiny house life with a little baby?
Well, I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Get to see this little one grow up, and
Yeah. As we all grow together, it just feels nice to be in close proximity. Don't miss anything.
yeah.
And she just sleeps up next to us in the loft, so every morning she comes out and has her playtime with us in the loft, and it's just like a cute little, I don't know, it's really cute.
Family gathering every
Yeah.
up in the loft.
So you both still managing to get enough sleep through everything?
Yeah.
First couple of weeks were rough, eh?
Yeah. Pretty rough, but that was mainly recovering from the birth. Yeah, but
Yeah.
And I suppose maybe she picks up on our energy, that we have lived such a life with such a small amount of stress, that she's just so chilled as well.
sometimes it's a bit hard with just the three of us in that little space up there. Just can't really hide from the noise at all.
But that would be the same even in a big house, because she'd still be sleeping in our room.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
So it's just normal wear and tear of a newborn.
Yeah.
But she's a good sleeper. She sleeps 11 hours most nights now.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
You guys were lucky then.
I know.
Yeah.
Very lucky. So it's actually been pretty easy, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Cool. Shall we take a look outside and see what you've done out there?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So first of all, you guys have built the deck area onto it, which works really well. I mean, it's a little bit rainy here today, so it's earning its keep already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gives us a bit more room to live in, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember saying when we first built it that it makes it feel twice as big,
Yeah.
like the living area. A good addition.
Yeah, because you're right. In the summer, you open up those doors and it actually drastically increases your living space, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome. And I've got to ask, what's this thing down here?
This is our worm farm. So
Really?
yeah, we it's just a bath basically full of worms and that sort of stuff, and
Right.
we're chopping up our veggies and we put them straight down the chute and they go into here. So you can just if you dig around, you'll see a whole lot of worms, and we use that for growing veggies, and the leachate that comes off is good fertilizer too. So
That is such a clever idea.
yeah, it's just good recycling really.
Yeah. And so you've got access to it down here. Is this? Oh, this is where the worm tea comes out.
Yeah, there's a little door on the end you can get in. There's a bucket of worm tea in there.
Right.
Yeah, so
This is such a clever system. And is it? This looks like an old bathtub or something, is it?
yeah, it was just on the property when we got here. So yeah, we just thought we'd use it for that.
What a clever idea.
Yeah.
And your gardens. I mean, this is just beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks. It's a big learning curve. Like, it's our first year proper veggie gardening, so probably a lot more we can be doing and a lot more we can be growing. But for
Yeah.
the first year, we're pretty happy. We get salads every day and beetroot and
Yeah. We perhaps bit off a little bit more than we can chew. It's a pretty big garden, so
Yeah.
it would be better maybe if we could put more energy into a smaller space and then
Right.
be a bit more productive. But I don't know. It's fun.
Well, it
May
seems
as
to be
well go
working
all out.
great, and I think it really
Yeah.
does look beautiful.
Yeah.
So whereabouts does the water come out from the house?
So there's a pipe that just runs through here. We just dug a little trench, and it just under the mulch you can't actually see it, but it just goes into the swale, which runs right the way around
Right
there.
the way along there.
And so that's on the contour line, so it spreads out evenly.
Yep.
So
And do you find just having that there, it eliminates the need for watering the garden?
it doesn't eliminate it, but I think it definitely helps.
Yeah.
Only,
So we haven't watered yet this season, but
Yeah.
we've been watering the raised beds.
And you've rescued some chickens as well, haven't you?
we have. Yeah.
Can we go have a look?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right.
Definitely.
So how big is your property here?
The property's 7.5 acres.
Right.
That's in 2 lots. So there's a big 5-acre block of bush, and there's a 2.5-acre block of grass and bush.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And our chickens. We live in a tiny greenhouse too.
They
Yeah,
do. So the chicken coop actually matches the tiny house.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. Oh, they look great.
Yeah, they're looking much healthier. And we're getting, probably 5 eggs a day at the moment from them. So these guys are just sort of fenced in this little area, but then we've also opened it up right into the bush. So they get a lot of their food out of there, and we don't have to feed them so much.
Cool. So they
Yeah.
can properly forage then, eh?
Yeah,
We don't feed them anything besides our scraps now, do we?
not really, no. We just sort of
Excellent.
leave them to it, and they scratch around, dig up worms. Yeah.
Well, these are rescue hens, aren't they? So they're ex-battery hens?
Yep, that's right. They were
When we
look,
first got them, they didn't have feathers, and they didn't even know how to scratch the ground, and they would walk with their feet like this because they had never walked on the ground before. It was so sad,
Yeah.
but it was just so nice seeing them like fluff up and get their characters. And,
And
Yeah.
actually learn how to be chickens.
exactly.
They seem to have got the hang of it now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Come down in the morning from bed and then sort of grab a glass of water, and the next natural thing is to sort of get out of the room that you're in. So I go outside and just get stuck into something.
Great.
Yeah, we'll get carried away with something.
And that must be why the gardens look so amazing.
Yeah, I love living outside, really.
Yeah. It's also so nice to be connected in that way to the elements outside. Like now it's summer, we're not getting much rain, but in winter it was really nice. Like you just could hear it really beautifully, and you could see it and you could smell it. Something I really appreciate. And looking out the loft window every morning and seeing the seasons change and the scenery changes, the flowers come and go and the leaves.
Or the sheep coming to eat all your fruit trees.
It happened the other morning. Tom in his boxes ran down chasing them away. The neighbour's sheep escaped.
So, what are some of the things that you've most enjoyed about living in the tiny house? Like, how has it changed your lives?
Well, having such low bills has definitely helped. Yeah, I mean our bills for our house expenses, gas, heating, water, power, that's like under $100 a month. And so, I mean, that goes a long way when, the extra money goes a long way when you've got a little baby and when you want to spend your money on fun things rather than those boring things. So that's been awesome.
And we actually have a place to live. Like,
Yeah.
the alternative is, renting somewhere else, or just staying with parents. But it's just so awesome being able to live on our land and start on the projects that we've been wanting to do for years.
So, after living in the house for a year now, what advice would you have for anyone that's thinking of building in a tiny house?
Go for it. I don't know, we talk to a lot of people who are sort of half in, half out, but I reckon it's such a good idea, especially for people
good
our
idea.
age who, don't necessarily have a lot of money, and this is an easy way to get into your own place. So I think it's a
Stop
great
spending
thing to
money
just
on rent and
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people ask us, but what are the rules regarding tiny houses? And that's still such a grey area because it's such a new thing. And we just say, well, just do it and make a plan if and when people start asking you questions. But at the end of the day, if you make something beautiful and you're conscientious and good neighbours, then generally people are happy. So
Yeah, exactly.
it is legal, but it's on the edge of it. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just kind of people don't really know about it. So you just got to do it really and make it more mainstream.
Yep, awesome.
There's no sort of problems that you can't get help with. So if you get stuck on, how to install a window or something, there's always someone out there who knows how to do it, and they're happy to share their knowledge with you.
Well, you guys have really created a magical space here. Thank you so much for sharing it with me again. It's been an absolute pleasure, and lovely to meet the new addition, Hazel. I'm sure you guys are going to be really happy here.
Yeah.
Of all of the tiny houses that I've visited, for some reason I keep coming back to Shaye and Tom's home as a personal favourite. There really is something about the way that they've designed and decorated it that makes it feel so cozy and really like a home. In addition to that, they've also got the wonderful extensions to the house, including the incredible gardens. Put all of that together, and you really do have a wonderful home for Shaye and Tom's family.